back everyone to the Working Class Revolt. We've got some interesting news developing about action that's going to be took next week, or should I say potential action. So next week on Tuesday there will now be a vote on the government's decision to slash the winter fuel allowance for old age pensioners. Just to remind everybody, each old age pensioner in the country got between £200 and £300 a year towards their winter fuel, the gas and electric. It wasn't means tested, so some people who did get a lot of money did get money that they didn't need, but the vast majority, millions and millions of old age pensioners just above the breadline got this much needed money. The Labour Party have now changed it, where if you're over a couple, old age pensioners are over the threshold of around £17,000 that they will no longer get it. If you're a single person, anything above around about £12,000-13,000, you won't get it. Now, anybody knows this day and age, if you are two people living in a household on 17-18 grand a year, you are struggling. And that is why a lot of backbench MPs from the Conservative Party, the Reform Party, the Lib Dems, the Greens, the Independents are all united against this. But obviously, the Labour Party have a massive majority of around 150 MPs. But what's going to be interesting is that many Labour MPs are now debating, will they vote against the government? The majority of Labour MPs, backbench Labour MPs, agree that this is wrong, but they have a dilemma. Because you see, when the King's Speech happened and the Labour Party announced that it would not get rid of the cap of 2 children for universal credit, where you don't get any money for your 3rd or 4th child, 6 Labour MPs voted against it. And Keir Starmer simply stripped them of the whip, making them now independent MPs. So the backbench Labour MPs have a big decision to make. Will they vote for the residents, vote with their own morals, and vote against the government and potentially lose their role? They'll still be an MP, but not a Labour MP. Or will they simply go along with the government because they care more about their own job than doing what's right for the people who live in their constituents? Now, they're missing a trick. If 30 plus, maybe even 20 plus MPs defied the government, Keir Starmer would not be able to get rid of them. And fingers crossed that we do see the Labour MPs gather together and try and defeat the government, regardless of what happens to them. Now, I've been an independent councillor for the last 8 years in a Labour council, and I'll tell you, only on 2 occasions in those 8 years have I seen a Labour councillor vote against the Labour council. And it wasn't in big numbers. It was on one occasion 1, on another occasion 2. So I will be very surprised if many Labour MPs vote against the government. But it's going to be interesting. What do you think? Do you think that the Labour MPs will surprise us and vote against the government and do what's right? Or do you think they will simply put the tail between their legs and raise the hand and agree with the government in order to keep lining their own pocket, hopefully, in their views, for many more elections? You see, if they become an independent MP, they'll have 4.5 years left, but then they're very unlikely to get re-elected. Unless you're like a Jeremy Corbyn character, you're not going to win as an independent as an MP. I've seen many good independent councillors try to become independent MPs. And the problem is everyone's voting for who they want to be the Prime Minister, not necessarily who they want to be their MP. So they're voting out of fear on who they want least. If they dislike the Conservatives, they'll more than likely vote Labour. If they really dislike Labour, they'll more than likely vote Conservatives. So thank you all for watching. Let's see what happens on Tuesday. And please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.